Hello, patrons. This is another edition of B-Sides.
The only show.
Well, not really.
Nope, it's the only one. If you think there's another podcast, you're lying.
Well, there literally are thousands upon thousands of podcasts.
I can name two podcasts, and that's the Joe Rogan podcast.
You're fired.
You can't fire me.
Okay,
so today we're talking about the hit video game. I wouldn't say it's a hit, actually. I actually know a lot of people that didn't like it. Cyberpunk 2077. You played this off and on in 21 and 22, right?
Well, let's see. It was released in 22.
No, it wasn't.
No, you're right. It was originally released for the Xbox One in 2020, but it didn't come out for the Xbox Series X until February 2022.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. You played it a lot in 2022. That's what I'm getting at. I knew it came out in 2020. I've had like multiple arguments with people about when it came out, so I know it came out in 2020. Yeah. Do not try to gaslight me. I will hit you with
But nobody's trying to gaslight you, ding dong. When it was released with a lot of bugs and
a lot.
I mean, really, it's in the same vein as well, maybe not in the same vein as Fallout 76, but it was released as a turd.
I will say, despite the similarities, Cyberpunk 2077 is not a direct sequel to Fallout 76. I know that's very confusing.
That is not. It is, however, based on a tabletop role-playing game that came out in the late 80s. Originally, it was called Cyberpunk 2013, and then it was re-released as Cyberpunk 2020. And Cyberpunk 2020 is actually when I started playing the tabletop game in the early 90s. So, yeah. So when this game was first announced, because of my interest in the tabletop RPG, I was very interested in this game. So,
yeah, you played it like quite a bit.
Yeah.
I have no prior experience with the Cyberpunk franchise outside of this game and like 10 minutes of the anime they put out. But I just finished it like a couple days ago. And the reason I took so long to play it is because when Bingus here was first playing it, he constantly talked about it. Every time we went to the on queue, he'd bug the workers about it.
I remember that on queue. Yeah. And the guy that played it. Yeah.
Weirdo. What am I saying? But so I didn't play it because he kept, he was. I genuinely thought it was another Fallout 76 situation where it was just a really bad game that you only liked because you liked the idea of it. So I never played it.
Mm.
And then about a week ago, I was bored and I was like, what game should I play? And I looked around and the only reason I thought of Cyberpunk, this is a real story. I was on a website, and it was like a video game website. I couldn't tell you the name off the top of my head. And in the like the thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, like the header, there was an image with like a whole bunch of video game like covers, and one of them was Cyberpunk, and I'm like, I mean, I guess. And so I got it, and it's a really I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's really a good game. I have played through it Off the top of my head, I've played through it 3 times, and I'm actually working on a fourth playthrough now.
What are you playing in this playthrough?
In the current playthrough, I am playing as a nomad.
That's right.
I'm playing as a nomad netrunner.
That's weird. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I haven't done that before. But previously, I played as a street. Oh man, what
street kid?
Street. Is that what they're called?
I'm looking. 1 second. I'm looking. All right. 1 second. I'm looking.
Okay. Consummate professionals, folks.
Yeah, street kid. Street.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so street kid, and that was a and I played him as a netrunner as well. But
and that was like your main one, right?
Yeah, well, I say main because it was the first one that I played.
The best one so far.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying the one I'm playing with right now.
All right. That's weird.
Let's see. So the other, I played a corpo, and that was kind of a stealth sniper type build.
A stealth archer.
Kinda.
This man's playing Skyrim and fucking Cyberpunk. God damn it.
And then I played, and then I did play as a nomad, and my nomad character was.
Was that the one you tried to do all melee?
No, that was another time that I tried to play as a.
Oh, so you're only talking about like successful ones.
Successful ones, yeah. I tried to do a corpo that was all melee, and
what the fuck?
And that was horrifying.
I just because I played it. Okay, the way I played it, I'm not gonna go into the. I mean, I can. The way I played it much more like story. Like you're just playing a game. I was trying to because I played a corpo. My first one was a corpo, but I ended up using all kinds of weapons that made sense for the character. You're just over here going, yeah, this 9 to 5 asshole would definitely use a fucking knife.
Well, no, he's not because he's not a corpo anymore.
That's fair. Also, I am full of shit. I did use a katana for most of the game with guns as my sidearm.
Yeah.
So I'm actually full of shit.
So let's back up a bit here and explain what these mean. So there are 3 life paths.
Yes.
So you've got the nomad. Okay, that's fine. You can start where
corpo.
you want.
When you start as a corpo, you're working for the Arasaka Corporation as what? Like an errand boy, basically. For this.
You're like mid-level management, I think.
Oh no, I'm a supervisor. God damn it. And so do they change how you play? I don't think they do.
There's a couple of things that change. Like when you're playing a corpo, your kind of like your charisma and your I think they call it manipulation.
You're cool.
It's basically how the story runs. It gives you different options. So you're more,
that's all of them.
Yeah, so you're more like kind of intimidation and corporate information and stuff like that.
You know how the game is played.
Right. And then the other one is the nomad, and you're basically I don't want to say a gang member, but you're basically Kinda.
It's
Yeah,
like a
you're kind of
biker gang.
like a biker gang. Yeah, that's like a family.
I think they're called clans. It's kind of like
Yeah.
it's very Native American in my experience. Because like the
Yeah,
main
I
one
can
was the
kind I can kind of see
Aldecados.
that.
It's
Yeah.
like think Native American tribe mix that all have bikes and cool fucking cars and tanks. Well, actually, they only get the tank if you help them get the tank.
And so when you play this life path, you're basically entering Night City for the first time.
Oh, that's so weird. I haven't played a Nomad yet. The new playthrough I started that I actually don't think I'm going to continue just for reasons that I'm not gonna. I'm waiting for the story update, basically.
Gotcha. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, I will explain the plot because I have it prepared. But that's so weird. But in my current one, I'm a street kid, and I haven't gotten too far. But that one, I feel like, because street kid is very much it's in the name. I mean, they're all in the name. But that one is like you've been here. Isn't it like you just got back from Atlanta? I think you just got back from Atlanta.
Yeah, I think it's Atlanta.
Which I didn't realize was still around. I didn't know Georgia was still around.
But I mean, yeah, you know your way around Night City.
So Nomad is people outside of Night City. Street Rat is the ground level. You know how the gangs work. Corpo is how the corporations work.
Yeah.
And they all kind of, I have to imagine, have their benefits because I use the Corpo so often. Like I anytime there was a Corpo dialogue option, I was in it. Like I hit that.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because why not? And then there's the stats, and I think there's technically classes, but you don't pick them. It's not like you it's just how you play the game is your class.
Yeah. So there's an expansion coming out later this year called Phantom Liberty.
I hear Idris Elba, isn't it?
I've been hearing that too.
I think we should get Idris Elba on the show.
Okay.
I don't know
how that works out. And according to, I actually didn't know this. I thought Phantom Liberty was what they were doing, but apparently after Phantom Liberty is released, according to the Wikipedia page, there's going to be a
sequel. Yeah. And you know what? Didn't we have this conversation a little bit ago about how there's not going to be a sequel?
Well, yes, we did, but I thought Phantom Liberty was the sequel.
No, it's a DLC.
Yeah. But
how does it feel to be wrong?
Well, I'm often wrong, so
I know.
Anyway, so why don't you go ahead and go through your notes on the plot?
Okay, well, I didn't write notes. I just know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So, you play as V, who is the cyberpunk. No matter how you start out, he's the cyberpunk. He's the namesake. And he's Keanu Reeves' biggest fan. So he plugs Keanu Reeves into his head.
Not necessarily on purpose.
He accidentally plugs Keanu Reeves in his head. Hijinks ensue. Now, if you want to get more detail, which I think I was supposed to do, you play as V, who is either... Basically, you make the character yourself. It can be a woman or man. You can circumcise your character if you play as a male. I know you were worried. I know all of the Rebel Rock Radio fans are very worried about circumcisable characters. That was dumb. You play as V, who I'm going to refer to as a he because that's how I played it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just it's whatever.
Okay.
So something happens, and his friend Jackie Wells helps him start a new life in Night City. Something happened to shake up the foundation of his life. In the Corpo, he got fired. In the Street Rat, he just moved back. In Nomad, he's just moving to Night City, apparently. Wouldn't know, haven't played that one. But no matter what, Jackie Wells is there to help because he's the best. The game starts out with you and Jackie doing odd jobs. And pretty soon, you meet a guy named...
Still there? Yeah, I think we lost him. We lost Joey. Oh, there he is.
You lost who?
I lost you.
You said the wrong name.
Well, whatever.
My name is Blue. I'm going to fight you on this. That's what I go by. You can ask literally anyone. I go by Blue.
Okay.
Anyway, I tried to close out a tab and ended up closing out this. Anyway, so you meet Dex, he's a big guy. He's a fat motherfucker. Hate that guy. All my homies hate Dexter Deshawn.
Oh, come on. Dexter's a good guy.
He shot me.
Not really.
He shooted me. Anyway, so Dex hires V and Jackie to steal a biochip known as the Relic. Now, nobody really knows what the Relic is. I mean, they know it's a biochip. They know it's called the Relic. They know a Japanese guy. So I think the heir to the Arasaka throne has it. Well, I know, but yeah. What am I saying? What am I talking about? Why am I here?
Your story.
Anyway, so
we're talking about Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah. V and Jackie go to get the biochip from Kankeki Plaza from Yorinobu. But then they
before you continue, I have to ask, are you purposely leaving out a lot of details?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the point is to convince people to play it. I'm not going to tell you everything that happens. I'm also trying to leave out some spoilers, but to talk, you kind of have to.
Gotcha.
Why? What did I miss? What do you?
Well, there's the whole stuff with Meredith Stout and the Mouse Storms, and then the whole thing with Evelyn and Judy, and learning how to use the brain dance, and yeah.
Do you want me to talk about all that? Do you want to be here all night?
No, that's fine. Just keep going.
You sure are picky.
Just continue.
So they get to Kankeki Plaza, they get the Relic, everything's going great until they watch Yorinobu kill his father, who is the leader of the Arasaka Corporation. Go ahead.
Just to give some context, Arasaka. Okay, so basically Night City and most of the world is controlled by corporations, various corporations.
Just like real life.
Arasaka is the granddaddy corporation of them all.
Yeah, like Google. Arasaka is Google. So somebody just killed Bill
Arasaka
Gates.
is Grizzle.
Stop. 1 second. Who founded Google? Yeah, so they just killed Larry Page. I don't fucking know. So they steal the Relic, they get out, and then Yorinobu shows up, kills his dad. That's bad. You don't want that. So a security sweep starts, and V and Jackie have to get the fuck out. And on the way out, the Relic's protective case gets damaged. And the only way to save it is to plug it into one of them. So V, for all intents and purposes, skip a lot of the bullshit, has to plug it into himself. As they escape, Jackie dies. and it is the saddest thing you will ever fucking experience.
Not really, but okay.
It is. Jackie was the best fucking character in that game.
Okay.
Anyway, so then Dex shoots V in the head.
I would disagree, but go on.
Who's the best character? Who do you think the best character is?
The skinless, the furless cat that you meet in the alley.
Mr. Brightman? I love Mr. Brightman. He has the best name. All my homies love Mr. Brightman.
No, I'd have to say that my favorite character.
No, wait, this is for the end of the episode. I just realized we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. This is literally the discussion.
But we're like in the discussion because you just said that Jackie's the best. What was that?
That's my harmonica.
But I would
go ahead.
Okay, stop that. You were saying that Jackie was the best, and I said I disagree. So
okay, and we can discuss that at the end of the episode, like we planned.
Planned?
Yes, we planned this out.
Did
you not get the spreadsheet I sent you? This is planned to the minute.
No.
Right here, it says for the past 2 minutes, we waste time arguing because you're wrong. Jackie's the best. Anyway, so V plugs the biochip in. Jackie dies. Very sad. Then Dex fucking shoots V in the head. And then okay, I'm not gonna lie. This entire segment where V gets saved and they escape was very confusing to me because it was like 4 a.m. and I was very tired. Goro, one second. I forget his actual name. I just called him Takamura. Goro is his actual name. I love Takamura, who I think, was the former bodyguard of the main dude of the Arasaka Corporation. So the guy that just died, his bodyguard saves V because he wants to know what the fuck just happened. Naturally. So Takamura saves V and they go. A lot of stuff happens, but the main thing you need to know is that a war veteran who was also a rock star, played by the talented, beautiful Keanu Reeves, Johnny Silverhand, the other best character in the game, is stuck in your head. You just plugged Keanu Reeves directly into your head. So throughout the game, and also because you plugged Keanu Reeves into your head, you're now dying. Because I believe it's because like Keanu Reeves, the chip Keanu Reeves is in is trying to like take over the body, and so it's like fucking you up. Is that right? Does that sound?
That sounds about right.
Do I know what I'm talking about? Probably not. Anyway, so you need to get Keanu Reeves the fuck out, or you will die. Which honestly, I could live with that. So throughout the game, a lot of stuff happens. There's a lot. Like I played it in like less than a week. So I'm sure that I missed a lot. Because there's like a whole cyber psycho storyline you can play through. There's
So you didn't do any of the side missions?
I did some of them. I did the ones that interested me. The cyber psycho ones I thought was going to be like an actual thing. It was just go to this place and kill this guy.
Well, the thing is that the fixer doesn't want you to kill them. So you've got to try to take them out without killing them.
It's still fighting. You're still fighting the guys.
Sure. So here's what I was told by a friend of mine who was playing it a lot longer than I was when I started it, is he suggested don't get into the main story until you're like level 10.
What?
And so what you do is you get to a certain point in the main story and then stop and then just go through and do a whole bunch of side missions. And that's usually what I do.
I disagree with your choices as a person. because the main quest is so much fun.
It is.
I genuinely thought it was like the. Go on.
But the side missions are really cool too. Like they get you
deeper into the world.
Deeper into the world and learning more about the city. And you know, by the time you get to the main story, you already have a good arsenal of whatever skills that you want to build up because you've leveled up by doing these side missions.
Okay. What point in the story do you start doing side quests?
I usually do it. Okay. So this last time I did the Maelstrom quest.
The all foods?
Yeah, all foods. And then I did the thing where you do the brain dance, where Judy takes you through the brain dance.
Okay.
And you finish talking to Evelyn. After that, I don't go to Afterlife.
So you don't. So you do that. You do everything up to the big heist, and then you just level the fuck up.
Yes.
I don't think I could do that because it doesn't really give you full, you know, you don't really get to explore the bulk of Night City until after the heist.
You get to explore a lot of Night City before the heist if you do it this way.
Not really.
You also get a lot more adept at driving because you have to drive everywhere, basically.
I just never got better at driving, man.
There you go. But I mean, you still go to the main quest. You don't not do the main quest. You just
get to that level first. I mean, I guess the way I played it, I basically, anytime a side quest popped up that interested me, I said, okay, I guess I can wait to die like a couple minutes. Because I did the racing side quest because that was a lot of fun. I romanced Pan Am because she is my wife now, and she's also the best character. Fucking love all the Aldecados. That was such a fun storyline.
Yeah.
All my homies love the Aldecados. Are you Why did I just hear controller sounds? Are you playing Cyberpunk right now?
No, I'm not.
God damn it, he's playing Cyberpunk.
I am not.
Anyway, if you would pause the game.
I am not playing Cyberpunk right now.
Let me think. I did the driving because that's the main thing is I just wanted the car. I kind of had an idea that I'd get the car at the end, and then we've had this discussion where I had to reload it. I really like the Beast. That's what I did instead of getting better at driving is I just got a bigger car so it affected me less. And then by the end, I ended up using Jackie's bike anyway.
The thing is, though, you can't do that mission until you've started the main quest.
Yeah.
And by start of the main quest, I mean after you've gotten killed after the hotel botched.
Yeah, after the heist, you can't do it until after the heist. That's what I mean is a book. And I'm pretty sure you're confined to like one area of Night City for most of the game. Because they locked down Watson at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but if you wait long enough, it'll open up.
I don't know. I genuinely did it in the most ADHD way I could. I was just like, "Ooh, Mario Kart? Hell yeah, man! You can count me in." And then there were a few smaller ones that I was just like, "Eh."
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing saying that you can't like. Once you finish the heist, you can't like stop.
Oh yeah, no. I just mean it's a little weird to like. I don't know. I might try that this time around. Because I'm wanting to play more Cyberpunk. God damn it.
Yeah.
it's a loop. You play Cyberpunk. You want to talk about Cyberpunk. You talk about Cyberpunk. You want to play Cyberpunk. It's a cycle. I'll never escape.
Were you done talking about the plot?
No, but
Okay.
you distracted me. So throughout the game, you meet.
That was all you.
Shut up. You meet a big old cast of characters, and you learn about the Soul Killer, which can remove Keanu from your head. Also, just by the way,
and will reverse your circumcision.
And yes, of course, it will in fact reverse your circumcision. I remember that part, the 15-minute segment where they uncircumcise you.
Yes.
That was a weird mini game, and at the end, Keanu goes, "You've done it, V. You've become the Cyberpunk 2077." I thought that was pretty interesting.
No.
Well, you don't remember that part where Keanu Reeves shakes your hand? He goes, "You've done it, V. You are the cyber." Also, Keanu Reeves did 9/11. Just by the way, he nuked a building, or he tried to, until
that had nothing to do with 9/11.
He tried to nuke a building. That's a little bit like 9/11.
Oh, Lord.
He was trying to be a terrorist. Okay, Jesus Christ. So yeah, you play through the game. You meet Johnny's girlfriend. I really hated that segment, but I'll get to that. And then at the end, honestly, that's all I can say without spoilers, really. I mean,
but the real story is the friends you make along the way.
Yeah, because that's how the ending shapes up. But yeah, it really does matter who you become friends with. Because I did the whole Aldecado's romancing Pan Am, that's the ending I ended up going with.
Yeah.
Just because, I spent an evening of my life working towards that. I'm not gonna not have multiple people die for me, How else am I supposed to become the cyberpunk?
Let Johnny Silverhand stay inside you.
I'm sorry. What?
I don't know.
Could you phrase that better?
Nope, I will not.
So you stand by that. You stand by let Johnny stay inside.
Yep.
Okay. With his impressive cock. His words, not mine.
Well.
Okay, so shut up. So that's the plot for the most part. I mean, it's a little I'm bad at talking, so play it yourself. I do very much recommend you play the game if you're listening right now. If you're listening, play the game. Do it now. Or Keanu will personally show up at your house.
Definitely play it before the Phantom Liberty DLC happens this fall.
Yeah, play it at least there. And it's a fun game. I beat it in a week. Granted, I was playing for like hours at a time.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the DLC.
Idris Elba is showing up.
And hopefully, that's going to be cool.
And he's going to kiss Keanu Reeves.
That's what I heard.
Yep.
We really got to stop saying stuff like that.
Why?
What if they're listening?
Maybe they'll come on the show.
They'll do what on the show?
Participate in the show.
If you could get Keanu Reeves on the show, I'd actually watch these episodes.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't. You just have to invite me to come talk to Keanu Reeves. I want to know if he actually has an impressive cock. I'm just curious.
In any case, the question that I have is, by playing this game, does it make you more or less interested in playing the tabletop RPG?
I genuinely, at this point would play anything else to put me in this world.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even necessarily have to be Night City. I just want to know more about the world surrounding Cyberpunk. Because apparently Arizona still exists. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why do they still exist? That
See,
should be New Mexico by now.
I had an idea for a campaign that never really got fleshed out because I couldn't find anybody who would actually want to play the game. But I had one that was actually set in Japan.
That would be cool. I'd love to see a Cyberpunk video game set in Japan, but I'd play that.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk
is cool.
Okay. So what did you like about the game? Like, give me like 3 of your favorite parts of the game.
The gameplay is one of the better games to be released in the last couple of years, as far as gameplay goes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The UI was a bit janky at times.
Yeah.
There were a good few times near the start of my playthrough, and I've been talking about this for the past week, where I'd be like, okay, I need to switch out his clothes, and then suddenly I'm staring at V's cock. And I'm not gonna lie, by the end I was like, I've seen enough of this guy's dick.
We'll get to that with stuff that we would improve. But as far as gameplay, there is actually one thing about the gameplay that I didn't like, which I will discuss when we get to things.
It's the driving mechanics. It's the driving mechanics.
No, it's not. No, it's not the driving mechanics.
It's that you never got to see Keanu Reeves' impressive cock.
That has nothing to do with gameplay.
Why did he pause?
Secondly, the second thing that I really liked about the game was the visuals.
Okay.
Like, the game is just visually stunning.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful video game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so back to your comparison at the start between Fallout 76 and between 76 and 2077, which is a sentence that very nearly confused me there. Because you compared them earlier, they were 2 games that are, well, one of them's really good, and Fallout 76 is also a game. But they're both very visually pleasing, but in very different ways. Here's my thing. Anybody can make outside look beautiful in a video game. That's not that hard. Making a city that you consciously know is filled with corruption, people are dying in the streets. There's a man who gets sexual satisfaction from killing people and is made out of 99% metal and goes around saying Atom Smasher as a character was a little underwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
But I think to make a city that you know that consciously is very much like a very bad city and make it beautiful is very hard.
Yeah.
And this game took like 10 years to make. That is why.
Yeah. But it's pretty good visually speaking. Yeah. Another thing I liked about it is the music.
Okay.
Like, when you're driving, you can change the radio stations and
listen to different music.
Yeah, I listen to different music, and I think that's just that. Maybe that's part of gameplay, but not.
No, I mean, music is a very big part of video games. I'm not gonna lie, for a lot of it, I didn't listen to the radio because I had my headphones on, listening to other things. But there were times where I stopped. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna experience the game, and it was so much more fun that way.
Yeah, it's a very good experience. It's definitely a game that I would recommend everybody run through at least once.
Yeah. I actually have 3 completely different things that I liked about it. So I'm glad we're covering all the bases. Good. My first one, right off the bat, I love the character customization. It just going based off of the first, I loaded up the game. It took me 20, maybe 30 minutes to make my character because there were so many options. And it's very much an undertaking to go, okay, what am I making? Who do I want to be? But then, you finish that and you could just change it at any time. But I genuinely really, all the options were really, I mean, it's one of the most robust character creators I've seen ever. And I've played a lot of games.
It's very detailed.
Yeah.
Like, you go and create yourself a character in Fallout, you're never going to have to picture or you're never going to have to select your character's penis size.
And that's why I hate Fallout now. But yeah, no, it's
Understandably.
it's robust. It's a big part of the game for me is having this character, because every like few missions or not even few, every little bit after something big happened, I change my character. And I really liked it. It really felt like my character was evolving. Instead of just having it be like, okay, I'll just make this blonde person and go fight these goddamn raiders. Cyberpunk really makes you feel like V. Like, you're not playing as just some, basically nameless sole survivor. You are V. And who V is up to you. It's really good about that.
So, not to change the subject, although I am kind of changing the subject. Did you know that they are releasing later this year, they're releasing a tabletop miniatures game for Cyberpunk?
I did not.
It's called Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone.
Cyberpunk Red, that's like one of the editions, right?
Yeah, that is one of the, like I was saying earlier, it was originally released as Cyberpunk 2013, and then it was re-released to Cyberpunk 2020. 2005, there was Cyberpunk V3, and then in 2020, they released Cyberpunk Red.
And then
it's basically like with D&D, they had different editions. Cyberpunk Red is 4th edition.
Yeah.
So Cyberpunk Red actually serves as a prequel to the video game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone, it comes out later this year, and it's a flippin' miniatures game.
That's awesome.
Very interesting. Okay, continue with the stuff that you like.
Okay, so the character customization. Loved it. Thought it was one of the highlights of the game. Second is just the story. The story. So in a vacuum, take out all the characters. You are a man who is you fucking. You're a man. You are a person. And you are dying, and you're gonna do whatever you can to survive. I love those kinds of stories because you can do so much with that. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. Like, you can do just about anything with the "I am dying, I will do anything to save myself." Yeah. And then you have this world of Night City, and it really just it's a really good story. I mean, I did not do it justice at all with that description, but also I wasn't trying to like spoil anything. It's so good. There's so many twists and turns and different ways you can play it. There were times where I was like, okay, I know this is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to reload and do that interaction again because I want to see what would change. And it's even the smallest changes or the smallest decisions can completely change how you interact with the world and the characters. Like, there's a part where you and Goro Takamura are trapped in an apartment building. And you try to escape. So the way I played it, I just left. Because it didn't like say like, hey, you can go save Takamura. I was like, oh, I was just like, okay, if it's not showing as an option, even optional, so obviously I can't. And then I read somewhere, I reloaded the game and I saved Takamura, and it didn't change it, but it still felt different. It was a new challenge, and I really enjoy that in the game. I think a lot of games, they try to do that, where it's like every decision you make will change the game. No matter what, at the end, you're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
But Cyberpunk, even if it is sometimes, yes, you're still doing the same shit. It's in a way that is pleasing to the self. I feel like I'm not making any sense, but
No, the story is really great. I mean, but part of the story, like you mentioned, like taking away all of the characters. I don't think the story would be the same without the, to use your word, robust character.
What?
Well, no, not even robust. Just the
characters make the story what it is.
The detail that they put into the characters, like almost everybody that you meet, like there's a scene, there's like a side mission that you just accidentally run upon, where you run into this guy who went to I guess a low rent cyberdock, and had something done to his penis, and something went wrong.
They circumcised him. No.
Have you done that side mission?
No.
It is hilarious.
Did they circumcise a guy?
I don't know what they actually did, but he kept talking about how it burns.
They gave him chlamydia. God damn it.
It's almost like
those scabs. Giving decent, hardworking men chlamydia.
So you pick the guy up, and he's like bitching about it the whole drive while you're taking him to another cyberdock. And it's just a hilarious side mission.
That's great. But no, I didn't mean even if you take away the characters, it's a good story. I mean, in a vacuum, it's a good story, but the characters do really make it what it is. I would not have had as much fun with this game if it wasn't for every You know what? You got way too ahead of me on this one. The third thing I like is how well written every fucking character is. Every character feels like a person.
Even the guy who got the weird thing.
Even the guy who got chlamydia. Chlamydia John, even he feels like a real person, even though he has chlamydia. But like, every character genuinely feels like a person. Like, there is I'm not going to spoil it, but
Except
character.
for Royce, that guy's an asshole.
Royce? Oh, the Maelstrom guy?
Yeah.
No, so there's a character kills themselves. I'm not going to spoil who, but that genuinely, like, I was physically upset because I had gotten attached to this character and attached to the story and the struggle surrounding them. Every character is doing the same shit you're trying to do, survive. But everyone is doing it in a different way, and every character feels unique and like they are their own person. Even Dex, even Chunky Boy, even Dexter Deshawn, he was, as bad as it was, he was protecting his own self-interest. And fuck with V, you get dead. But like
Ample indeed.
What?
Ample indeed.
He's a chunky boy.
Yeah.
But like, like when you're in the Maelstrom, when you're in All Food, that guy that you end up following at the end when you're shooting your way out, he's just another guy. He's just living his life.
Yeah.
Every character genuinely, like, even if they're assholes, they're still just people trying to get by. And a lot of games don't do that. I'm going to use the same example I said to you a few days ago. Fallout is so bad about this. Fallout 4 specifically. For side quests, in Cyberpunk, you get a call. I'm going to use, Lizzie Wizzy, the pop star? You know what I'm talking about?
In Fallout?
No, in fucking Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
The chrome-plated lady.
Yeah.
So, this is how they set up her side quest. She calls you, you go and you find, like, this is the side quest. She calls you, You go and you talk to her at this like secret motel, and she's like, "Okay, go over here and find out if my manager is cheating on me because they were dating or whatever. I don't know." You go do that. You find out that they're gonna do to her what they did to Johnny. They're gonna make her into a USB port and plug her into another person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they were gonna do. He wasn't cheating. He was planning to turn her into a USB like Johnny. You call her and she's like, "No, I don't believe it." She genuinely like did not want to believe that is what happened. And then you go back, and then you send her the evidence, and then she's upset, she disappears, and then you get the money later. She texts you. This is how side quests in Fallout are set up. Go to this fucking settlement and do the same shit you've done 20 fucking times.
I will not have you talk badly about Fallout 4.
Characters don't
even though you are correct.
Human. They feel like video game characters. When I'm playing Fallout 4, I'm not going, "I am the sole survivor. I'm going to save my son." I'm going, "Preston, if you don't shut the fuck up, you are the first name going into suicide."
Dude, you're talking about a game that's almost 10 years old.
That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Yes, it is.
There are better written games that are older. There are better written games that are older than Fallout 4.
I will agree that the side quests are more rounded out. But
it's the characters are a lot better. Fallout 4 does not have good characters. Cyberpunk does.
I disagree. I mean, they both have good characters. The ones in Cyberpunk are more more.
They feel like
detailed.
People.
They're more detailed.
They feel like people. The people in Fallout 4 don't feel like people. They feel like video game NPCs. And I don't like that. And obviously I don't play Fallout 4, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so let's move on.
But yeah, every character feels like so real, and I genuinely got attached. Like Jackie Wells, I got attached to. The ending I did, you go to this like room, and you're like, okay, time to like kill Johnny, time to kill Keanu Reeves. Let's remove him, and then Atom Smasher shows up, who's this big guy. He's a scary dude. And he shows up and he kills someone. And I was like, no! I was genuinely upset. And yeah. And I've never been genuinely upset at characters dying in a video game.
Okay.
What would you improve about the game?
Okay, let's go back to the thing where I started talking about gameplay. I felt like when you are using a rifle or a pistol, there could have been a better way to aim.
Aiming was a little wonky. That's why I ended up relying on a katana more.
Yeah, and that is one of the reasons why I really like doing the Netrunner build.
Yeah, the Cyberdeck.
Yeah, because you use Cyberdeck and you can like basically you have a way to aim that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
but as far as gameplay itself, that's the only thing I can think of that I would have improved on.
I think the only thing that the only like actual criticism I could muster about Cyberpunk is there's not enough of it.
We're getting more of that.
Yeah.
But
and also more romance options.
That game map though is huge.
Yeah.
So there are so many places and so many things that you can do.
And every place has its own like different feel to it.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to every bar in the city. They all have their own type of people that are there.
Exactly. Why do you keep doing
that? Funny.
Okay.
I think Phantom Menace should add just more to the world of Night City. Like that's my main thing. Is as long as it's not just here's another long side quest for you. I'll be happy.
Phantom Menace. What are you
Yes,
talking
I
about?
think the Phantom Menace should be re-released for Cyberpunk. Phantom Liberty.
Okay, I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
I forgot the second word. All I remembered is Phantom, so I auto-corrected it.
All right. So, do you have any final thoughts about Cyberpunk 2077?
I think that they should put me in the next game. No, I genuinely I don't regret waiting so long to play it, but I will say that when the next game comes out, I will be buying it day one.
Yeah.
And we're not day one. If they do what they did for this one again, I might wait a couple months. But
Yeah.
I do think for a game that got such a cold reception at its start, it really is one of the best games of all time.
And I think that's one of the reasons why so many people were not into it, because of the way that it was initially released.
Yeah.
Like, people just lost their taste for it because it was so bad. But
yeah, I think they should have just waited, finished it up, polished it out, because it's a good game. It really is.
It is.
But if you're only going based off of people's reviews of it,
yeah,
Keanu will show up in your house.
Oh, cool.
No, to kill you. That's
bad.
Okay.
No, I don't want that. So is it going to be Johnny Silverhand or is it going to be John Wick?
It's gonna be. It's just Keanu with a gun.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that then.
So basically, yeah, Johnny Silverhand.
All right. So that was Cyberpunk 2077. Thanks everybody for listening in, and come back for another patron exclusive episode, which will be done when we get it done.
Will it? Really?
Maybe. We'll see. All right. Later.